Good evening and a warm welcome to State of Business on Art Television. I am Sandri Jawardene and now let's look at the headlines for the day. The number of tourist arrivals from Belgium to Sri Lanka will be double due to the outdoor advertising campaign, says Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Bureau. The main reason for the poverty in our country is being failed to prioritize programs that really benefited the public, says NPP presidential candidate. News in detail. The Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Bureau announces that the number of tourist arrivals from Belgium to Sri Lanka will be double following the outdoor advertising campaign that will be launched in Brussels next year. The information of this outdoor advertising campaign was shared at a media briefing held to mark the visit of the Association of Belgian Travel Organizers last week. Thus, it was mentioned in the media briefing that a local tender will be floated soon, calling for partners for the campaign that will be carried out in tram stations in Brussels. The promotional campaign is estimated to cost around 30 million rupees and that will be approved once the partners have been finalized. The SLTBB chairman Kishu Gomez said the APTO delegation was in the country at the end of October on an invitation from the Tourism Development Ministry to promote the destination among travelers in Belgium, which is yet a minor market accounting for around 14,000 travelers visiting the country each year.
APTO Travel Trends report shows us that of all Belgian travelers to Sri Lanka, 78% of them is valuing a lot the leisure aspect, the beach, the rest, the relaxing aspect of what Sri Lanka has to offer. But 89% of those travelers come for culture, to experience the country. And all customer research shows that, in effect, the customer behavior has changed. People are looking for experiences, privatized and personalized experiences. And your country has the potential. Sri Lanka has all of that to offer. And can you imagine what a beautiful marriage your rich culture and your leisure, your beach infrastructure has to offer to that market. So, a lot of potential we have seen.
Meanwhile, SLTBB chairman Kishu Gomez shared how this tourist campaign in Belgium will be beneficial to increase the tourist arrivals to Sri Lanka.
Belgium for us today is not a very large market with just 14,000 tourists coming in. But if you look at the numbers in Belgium with 11 million plus population, and given the fact that more than 11 million visits are done by Belgian people, the potential is huge. So that's what we are interested in. And in terms of exploiting the opportunity, the potential in Belgium, we've done some work. One key activity that we'll be embarking on in Belgium during the rest of the year, that is to advertise on tram in Belgium. Given that tram transportation, being something very, very popular in the Belgium, it's all good, and we will certainly work with you more closely in time to come to be able to sort of capitalize on the opportunities for Sri Lanka tourism in Belgium.
Chairman of the University Grants Commission, Professor Mohan De Silva, stresses that national accreditation bodies should not interfere in the integrity and respect of the professional organizations. Thus, the UGC chairperson explained the issues faced by the professional organizations at an international conference held in Colombo last week.
Issues arise when it comes to professional degree programs. The specific issue, to put it very precisely and to some extent quite bluntly, that the professional organizations that are empowered by acts or ordinances feel threatened that another authority is transgressing their power and authority. Some professional bodies are empowered to accredit degrees in their disciplines. The basis behind such approach has been that professional organizations are run by professionals of the discipline and that they have the expertise of the profession. This is understandable and justifiable. It is therefore important that such national quality assurance and accreditation system, when established, is independent and represented by experts with unblemished professional records from different disciplines and devoid of political and any other influences. Such a commission will not interfere with the integrity and the power of professional organizations established under any other acts, but would act as a watchdog like the National Audit Act of 2018.
Sri Lankan catering won 27 medals, including 7 gold, 10 silver and 10 bronze medals at the Culinary Art Food Expo 2019 competition held recently at the BMICH in Colombo. One of Southeast Asia's largest annual food and hospitality competitions, Culinary Art Food Expo 2019 featured every aspect of food and beverage products and services and was organized by the Chefs Guild of Sri Lanka together with the World Association of Chef Societies and CDC Events and Travels. The 19th edition of the event featured chefs from resorts, hotels and restaurants across Sri Lanka and from many countries in the region including the Maldives, India, Australia, Philippines and Abu Dhabi, whose work was evaluated by 32 international culinary judges from 14 countries. The competition witnessed more than 1,650 entries from over 100 participating hotels this year from across the region. The culinary team at Sri Lankan Catering contested in 14 live cooking and cake dressing competitions and won 3 gold, 5 silver and 5 bronze medals. The beverage team in the meantime won 4 gold, 5 silver and 4 bronze medals in the cocktail, mocktail and hot and cold coffee competitions. Stay tuned for more news after this break. Welcome back after the break. And now let's look at the latest developments of the looming presidential election. State Minister of Finance Eran Wickramaratne emphasizes that the New Democratic Front presidential candidate Sajith Premadas's tenure will be solid since it includes a visionary leader, realistic policies and proper team to back him. State Minister of Finance Eran Wickramaratne made these observations at a media briefing held in Colombo today. Accordingly, Minister of Megapolis and Western Development Champika Ranawaka, State Minister of Finance Eran Wickramaratne, non-cabinet ministers Ajit P. Pereira and Dr. Harsha De Silva attended the media briefing to discuss on Sajith Premadas's election manifesto, Sajith's Social Revolution. Addressing the discussion, State Minister Wickramaratne stated that Sri Lanka was called as the Asian country which had the heaviest debt burden when they came into power. Citing central bank governor's claims, he mentioned that the situation was curtailed without making it becoming another Greece. Moreover, it was mentioned in the discussion that the budget deficit was at 7% when they took over the government, but it is reduced to 5.5% by the current government. And it was also mentioned that it would have been further dropped to 4.5% if not for the natural hazards and April attacks. Meanwhile, party representatives also declared that the earnings of the country were higher than the expenditure in 2017 and 2018, which was a rare occurrence which had happened only twice in the Sri Lankan history. State Minister Wickramaratne also said that the fiscal discipline is well anchored despite this year being an election year. Opposition leader and former president Mahinda Rajapaksa vows to penalize the culprits of the bond scam and the release culprits of the April attacks in Gotabaya Rajapaksa's tenure. SLPP leader made these remarks in Chilau yesterday, addressing a political campaign held to support the SLPP presidential candidate Gotabaya Rajapaksa. Opposition leader and former President Mahinda Rajapaksa and representatives of the party attended a public rally held in Chilau yesterday. Addressing the gathering, opposition leader Mahinda Rajapaksa asked how the present government can restore the national security when it fails to meet the basic requirements of the people, such as providing gas supplies. He also mentioned that the current government has not paid enough attention over the issues faced by the fishing community. The opposition leader also spoke over the increased value-added tax system and added that they have put the business community in havoc. National People's Power presidential candidate Andrew Kumar Dissanayake said that his team has strong plans to evade from the debt trap by developing economic production, predominantly focusing on infrastructure. NPP's presidential candidate made these remarks yesterday, briefing the media over the NPP's economic policies for the development of the country. The JVP leader, who is also the National People's Power presidential candidate, appeared before media yesterday with his intellectual team to prepare the NPP's policy framework. He also raised the fact that the government itself speaks about 2 million beneficiaries of the Samudra scheme, and it is a reflection of the extreme poverty present within the country. The NPP's policies include establishing 100 small and medium-scale factories housed within each and every district of the country. He further proposes to inaugurate 100 agro-productive villages that will promote the diversification of export crops, creating 15,000 village-level female entrepreneur clusters. He further says that they have plans for opening 2,000 new software and electronics companies within the next 5 years. The NPP also plans to write off small-scale loans obtained from state banks for agricultural or trade purposes that have not been settled.
දුප්පත් භාවය තුරන් කරන්නේ කොහොමද? විශේෂයෙන් ඔබ දන්නවා දුප්පත්කම කියන්නේ මුදල් නැතිකම.
Being poor is not just about a lack of money, but also lack of housing, sanitation, education, health and social acceptance. The reason for this poverty is being failure to prioritize programs that really benefited the public. We will take loans only for the capital expenditure and for the infrastructure development. Whatever loans we take will be managed in a way that not only allows us to pay off our existing loans but also settle the new loans we take. We, the National People's Power, plan to pull people out of this poverty.
Aiming to aggressively promote online transactions in Sri Lanka, Daraz.lk, the online shopping site in Sri Lanka, will host 11/11 campaign, the largest online sale in the world, to Sri Lanka on the 11th of November on the Daraz platform. Information on this online sale was informed at a media briefing held in Colombo recently. Compared to last year, the seller community of Daraz has grown from 8,000 to almost 26,000, and 1,000 more are joining every month. Having partnered with popular brands like Avirate, Lick, Vantage, Dilly and Carlo, Emerald, Signature, Giordano, Tofu, Bata and Mimosa, as well as its own fashion brand Daraz Select, Daraz 11/11 will be featuring discounts of up to 80%. The 11th of November will also see the launch of brand new collections by Marvel and Disney, as well as a range of Sri Lankan cricket t-shirts.
Last year was our first time doing this, and it was very successful. And we're building upon that experience and building upon what we launched for the consumers in Sri Lanka to do something much bigger and better this year. Over the last 12 months, Daraz has really grown as a company to ramp up to this moment. In the last 12 months, our manpower, the Daraz team, has increased by around 3 to 4 times, and now we're around 700 employees in Sri Lanka. We are, ramping up our logistics to process over 15,000 packages every single day. And even the availability of SKUs on our platform has really grown in the last even 4 or 5 months. In 4 or 5 months, we're around 250 to 300,000 SKUs on the platform. To prepare for 11/11, now we have over 700,000 different items on the site for customers to buy. 11/11 itself is a very exciting sale day. There are products on 80 to 85% off on its retail price. We have all the big banks, but 8 banks on board to offer great discounts to their cardholders. We have 0% EMI for a lot of great products. So it's a really attractive sale event for all consumers in Sri Lanka.
Stay tuned for stock updates after this break. Welcome back after the break. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a negative note today. The all-share price index dropped 16.52 points to close at 5,993.66 and the S&P SL20 dropped 0.71 points to close at 2,981.10. The turnover was 1.9 billion rupees and over 31 million shares were traded. Up next are forex trades. That's all news for today. Do join us tomorrow with State of Business. Until then, take care. Good night.